Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 15 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Pfeiffer got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
Toward Bryant, to a Clemens, to a Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button. Now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. Come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Man. Guys, I hope you – so we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my people, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here like The Rock said, baby. Don't sing it. Just bring it. Man, listen, we got the chat is jumping already. Cornelius Squalls checking in. What up, ShawnSierraSports fans? Yeah, Cornelius checking in. Levette Lee's checking in. Happy House Music Monday, y'all. Got one of my house music shirts on. Househead. Yeah. Rick Gonzalez. F you, Mr. Reinsdorf. Go away, please, so the Bulls and Sox can become relevant again. FJR. That's awesome. So should that be one? Never mind. I'll save it. What's up, Rick? Michelle Walls in the Mickey Picky House. What's up, Papa? How are you? Says what's up on the House Music Monday morning, Superback and peeps. Thought of you, Sean. I had burpees this morning. Stupid burpee. Burpees are dumb. Anyway. Is there infighting in Wrigleyville? Black Diamond. Good morning, Papa. It says top of the morning. Hey, Cornelius, we're not winning shit with Council. He an idiot. You never throw your pitcher under the bus if you're gonna battle to keep you in the game. You should have taken Tyone out after 4. Brandon Shush checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. Junior, what's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Oh. A whole bunch of stuff. Rick said, I'm at my wit's end with JR. With Jay Reinsdorf. Gorn. Why? What did he do this weekend? What did he do this weekend now that you're just mad with Reinsdorf or just came on? Oh, what happened? What? I don't know. Your vitriol toward him is pretty great. It's pretty high this morning. That's why I'm asking. You do something new over the weekend or? Shawn, let's see. We did ended up doing 15. 15 burpees. Thank God. That was all. I know I'm going to do this again. I'm going to watch the fireworks on TV. Oh, for the 4th, Brandon? Okay. Not sure what you mean, Brandon. So start with the top of the morning. Start with the Chicago. Yes, only 15. So the workout, we had 2 4-minute AMRAPs, as many rounds as possible. And it was thrusters. So we had Hank, he had on the front rack, we squat down and stand up. And as we come up, we extend, the bar over our head. We had 5 of those. Well, each round was 5 that and 5 burpees, 5 thrusters, 5 burpees in 4 minutes. As many rounds of those as possible. I got 3 rounds in, so that's 15 burpees. Rick said, tired of the stupid moves. We just keep standing in place, both the socks and the bulls. Okay. I feel you. Cornelius says, morning, Rick, at FGB just for the heck of it. You're damn right. FGB. Yes. FG Mickey Picky B. Oh, man, we got a good show for you today. My man, Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus is going to join us. We're going to talk about some of those stupid moves, Rick. We're going to talk about some of those stupid moves that the Bulls made. We're going to look back on the dismantling of that Bulls squad that led the East in the beginning of the 21-22 season. All right, the dismantling of that squad. We had the number 1 record in the East, best record in the East. In February, Lonzo Ball gets hurt. It all goes to hell from there. The Vooch, Bashan says, seems like Vooch and P is hard to trade. Well, Vooch, I don't know why that's an issue. P. Will would be hard to trade because you gave that joker an extension. People got to pay him a lot of money, and people don't want to pay him a lot of money. Not what he's shown this far. I don't know. But, yeah, so Fred Pfeiffer at 9:30 at 10 o'clock, excuse me. Bert Gonzalez. DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Alonzo Ball, Zach LaVine. We did not get 1 draft pick for any of them. Like, come on, at FGB. You can always FGB. It's always FGB. You know what? That should be your calling card, Rick. After every comment on here, just put like I hate the stupid moves. Period. I hate the stupid moves by Jerry Reinsdorf. Period. FGB. That should be your calling card. FGB, Rick. Every time you post something, write something in there. Finish the sentence. FGB! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! I'm dead serious. Bro. That's got to be you. I love it. Rashawn Wall said the Bulls front office don't value draft picks. There you go. You're like that. Just like that, baby. I'm cool with that. FGB. Yeah, baby. I love it, Rick. I love it. Oh, man. Well, peep this. You guys are on fire today. I love it. We got some baseball to talk. Good weekend for the good guys. Not so good weekend for the Northsiders. Yeah. and I was debating if I should put that picture up. I sent it to Junior and his son Mondo about the mid-season celebration for you guys. Yeah, we'll probably stay away from that. I got HR in my ear saying, "No, don't do it. No, don't do it." You know, as I'm getting older, I'm trying to live by this creed and this motto. Never say the first thing that comes to mind. Never say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, never. Because that's the smart ass one. That's the angry one. Okay. Always say the third thing that comes to mind. Because at that point, now you're kind of calm down. Because I know me. I always have a smart ass remark for almost everything. And so I'm trying to live my life, and it's working. Sometimes. Okay, it works. And I want to say something smart ass, and I'm like, But then I'll try to say a second thing, like, no. Then the third thing, like, okay, that's my calm, cool, rational, non-smart ass remark. Try it sometime. I'm telling you, try it sometimes. Hey, listen, if anyone else in the chat wants to just put FGB at the end of their whatever comments they have for the thread, feel free. That's just Rick's thing, but there's nothing wrong. It's it's like the NFL. It's a copycat league. So you're more than welcome, everyone else, just to put FGB at the end of any comment you put. We could be talking baseball. We could be talking basketball. We could be talking hockey. Talking whatever. If you at the end of your statement and you just want to say FGB, by all means, feel free. Please. I implore you. I implore you. Please. Feel free. Oh my God, this is awesome. Listen, guys, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Weather was beautiful here to Shy. We dipped out of the mid 90s into the high 80s. So it was a good weekend, a good weekend to get out with your family, friends, your loved ones. You know how I feel about that. You know, yeah. How's Chicago? Yeah, the weather's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. High of 86 today. Okay. So mid 80s is nice. Not too crazy. You should, bro. You should. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Listen. Oh, before, real quick, one quick thing. We had this past weekend, I told you, if you remember, and most of you were here on Friday, big party for my mom on Saturday. We had for her 80th birthday. Her actual 80th birthday is tomorrow. Okay. But I decided to do it the 28th because think about it. Next weekend is 4th of July. Can't do it then. You know what I mean? So I decided to do it early. So we had a good pick. We had a really good time. Tons of friends and family showed up. Some RSVP'd and didn't show up. That pissed me off. Someone RSVP'd for 8, showed up with 2. I still had to pay for it and all that. Anyway, that annoyed the hell out of me. But I digress. So I wanted to make it a Jordan theme. I wanted to get her a pair of Jordans just because I remember in high school when I was growing up I didn't have enough. She got me some when I was in college. After she didn't have to pay for school anymore for me. So I wanted to get her some Jordans. I had everyone wear Jordans. A lot of people wear their Jordans. Here's a picture from Saturday. She got the Air Jordan 11s. We're at Mama Luigi's. Again, big shout out to Mama Luigi's on 75th in Harlem. Man, it's a great, great spot. And she was happy. We had friends from the Board of Education where she worked for 30 years, and AT&T Illinois Bell, it was called back then. She worked with some of her friends were there she worked there for 30 years. We had some of those friends, and obviously tons of family. A couple of my friends were there, and it was great. My friend Mary Lou, my little sis, Mary Lou Micah, she was there with her husband. My guy Mark Micah, my fullback. Mary Lou created a poster with a whole bunch of pictures that I sent her, and had happy 80th Ellie, and everybody signed it, which was really cool. We have that hanging up in the house now. And then my cousin Marlo, big shout out to my cousin Marlo. My cousin Marlo held it down, man. She put the centerpieces together. She put she took a lot of pictures that I gave her, blew them up, and created a table at the back right when you walked in. She had a lot of old pictures, and throughout the years, pictures of my mom. One when she was actually her baby picture in high school when she first started working, and then her with family. I just can't thank my cousin Marlo enough. I want to say big shout out, thank you again, man. She held it down, so it was a good time. Mom Dukes was man. Yeah, she was happy, and that's the cool part. She's over there now. She's getting ready to go to CrossFit, and she's fired up. She's wearing one of the new outfits that one of her friends gave her. So this morning before the show, we get her stuff together. I'm like, what do you want to wear? She goes, I think I want to wear this, and she just pulled it out of the bag. I was like, that one? She goes, yeah, I want to wear this one. So she's wearing her new stuff to the to class today, so she's gonna be fired up. But yeah, that's what I did this weekend. That weekend was fun, and then yesterday I really didn't do anything. I just kind of recovered and just chilled. Enjoy the weekend. And here's my question: where are all my people with pools? Where are all my people with pools? I need me a pool to go to on a consistent basis. I got to call my girl Isela said I can go down there, but she lives down off of Cermak, and she lives right out in the South Loop, right by Wintrust Arena. So I got to drive all the way into the city. Now, mind you, it's a rooftop pool. She lives in an apartment building. She's like, you can come by anytime. I'm like, all right. I said, but you're at work during the day. Like, I want to be there during the day. Oh, man. Anyone else got a pool, an outdoor pool? Come on, man. Holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. Hey, guys, thank you so much. The vet Lee says, happy birthday to your mom. Thank you very much. Black Diamond, happy birthday, Ma. FGB. I love it, Black Diamond. I love it. Michelle Walls, happy early birthday to SuperBack's mom. FGB. Junior, yeah, Junior says, I remember her 55th like it was yesterday. Holy cow. Wow, 55? That was really, Junior? That was at the condo. That was the holy sheesh. Yeah, I have known you since 97, right? So that's 27 years. Holy sheesh. Damn. That's crazy. Rick Gonzalez says, Feliz cumpleaños, Señora Sierra, FGB. I love it. Kevin Scott says, happy birthday to your beautiful mom. I will let her know. Cornelia Squalls in the house, happy birthday to your mom, a.k.a. the warden. Rick said, my mom back in the day said, you want a pool, Rick? Fill up the tub and enjoy. FGB. Damn. Holy cow. That's insane. That's insane. Wow, dude. Whew. It's been, wow. Holy sheesh, man, time flies. Because you only had Mondo then. If I'm not mistaken, you only had Mondo. You didn't have Monica yet. Yeah. I remember you're complaining like, oh my God, it's such a hike. Because my guy Junior lives up, he's a Lakeview guy, right off of Irving and Ashland. So from Irving and Ashland, so we were in Tinley Park, so we were on 168th. Yep, just Mondo. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's nuts. That's right. And it was nice. It was a third floor balcony. It was a duplex. It had a little loft in there. It was the top floor. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break. All right. On the other side of the break, we will get to the top of the morning topics. All right. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here at Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared.
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
pitch here to Benny. In the air to left field. Ramos is backing up. Talkman tagging at third. The throw home, Talkman, he will score, and the Sox take a 1-0 lead. Sac fly RBI to Andrew Benintendi.
The throw against Ohtani.
This could be two. Sosa starts it off. My drop throw to first. A double play turn. 2 down here in this second. Rips this one to right field, and it's going to get down. Slater, he's going to score. My drop, he's chugging in, and the Sox retake the lead. A 2-run double from the rookie Kyle Teel here in the 7th inning.
You've got to release the baseball.
And now Sosa the bloop, and another one comes in. The Sox put up 4 runs here in this 7th inning.
A big crooked number goes up on that board. Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those were the good guys on the south side yesterday. With a big crooked number going up on that board. In the voice of our old Uncle Hawk Harrelson. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah. Yeah, today was a good day. Yesterday was a good day. Brandon Schutz's what day is her birthday? Her birthday is tomorrow, Brandon, July 1st. All right, July 1st, 1945. She was born, 7/1/45. All right. Awesome. Well, listen, let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Let's get right to it, guys. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning. Let's see which way do we go. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Of course, we're starting here. Start with the good guys, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The good guys from the south side. The White Sox yesterday laid a smackdown on that candy ass of Los Gigantes. Beat the Giants 5-2. Won 2 out of 3 this series. It's a White Sox series winner yesterday. James Cannon, he was on the bump. He got a no decision. He went 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Kyle Teel, as you saw in the highlights, he was 3 for 4 with a double. His 4th of the season, driving in his 3rd and 4th runs on the campaign. Michael Tauchman, 3 for 4 with a double, his 8th. Lenyn Sosa, 1 for 4 with an RBI. His 22nd of the year. Andrew Benintendi drove in his 32nd RBI of the season. The White Sox are off today. All right, they're off today before they head out to the Los Dodgers. Or the LA Dodgers, baby. My goodness. It's going to be a tough one. A tough series at Chavez Ravine. But they're on their way out to LA homes. Lots locals forever, eh? The next top of the morning topic. Cubs. Yes, the Cubs yesterday. Tough one for the Cubs. Cubs get blanked by the Houston Astros 2-0. Jameson Taillon, he got the loss. He's 7-6 on the season. He went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 free pass, 4 punch outs. Kyle Tucker was 1 for 4 with a double, his 18th. Carson Kelly was 1 for 4 with a double, his 6th. The Cubs dropped 2 out of 3 down in H-Town. Milwaukee just keeps on chugging. They're chugging along. Milwaukee is 8-2 in their last 10 games. The Cubs are 4-6. The Cubs have a 2-game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers in the division. It's not time to get crazy. Relax. All right. Yes, it's getting closer, but take it easy. Take it easy, man. All right. And I know it's 2 games and you're fine. You're going up to you got St. Louis this weekend. You can create distance and just hope that Milwaukee doesn't keep winning. See, the Milwaukee and Miami are tied. The last 10 games are the only teams who are 8-2 in their last 10. Milwaukee's coming on strong, man. They are not going away. They are not going away. So you're going to have to. Well, again, the Cubs, they're off today too because they're coming home for a nice set, a 6-game set. Host the Cleveland Indians. I'm sorry, the Cleveland Guardians and St. Louis Cardinals over the 4th of July weekend, starting Friday, July 4th. The next top of the morning topic, girls, baby, our Sky. Game was on ESPN yesterday. The Sky beat the LA Sparks 92-85. Angel Reese came to play, boy. She was not messing around. 24 points, a season high, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists. Again, a season high, 24 points for Angel Reese. Has to step it up. Her girl, Camila Cardoso, is out. Well, she'll be missing about 3 games due to her playing with the Brazilian national team. Ariel Atkins dropped 20 in the cause, and Kia Nurse added 14 points as the Sky beat the LA Sparks 92-85. In that game, it was crazy because in that game, which will be the next topic, the LA Sparks retired Candace Parker's number 3 jersey. She played for both franchises. She won a title with both franchises. Okay, but the LA Sparks beat the Chicago Sky to the punch by retiring her jersey there first. So since they were playing in LA, the Sky were, I think the LA Sparks decided to do it then. Maybe kind of show them up. I don't know. Let's see. Next time of the morning topic, Rick. Don't get crazy on me, Papa. Don't get crazy on me. All right? I'm just a messenger. The next top of the morning topic. Oh. My tablet over there is talking. It's crazy. My Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls they're going to trade Alonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro. So here's how that has gone down. This is the dismantling of that. Bulls trade DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, and now Alonzo Ball. Here's what they got in return: Josh Giddey, Kevin Huerter, Chris Duarte, Isaac Okoro, Zach Collins, Trey Jones. They got full control of their own first-round pick of 2025, this year's, and 2 second-round picks. All that talent. Now, we could talk about it. We're going to talk about it at the top of the hour with my man Fred Pfeiffer. But Josh Giddey, is he good? I mean, Kevin Huerter, he's supposed to be a dead-eye three-point shooter. We haven't really seen it. Chris Duarte, cut him. Isaac Okoro, he's kind of a physical guy. Zach Collins showed some signs. Trey Jones showed some signs of being a productive player. Yeah, I don't know. Should be a lot more draft picks in there. Listen. Wow. I got to take a quick break. I got to run to the bathroom. Holy cow, I can't believe it. I'll be back after this couple minutes, all right? My bad. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. they're the best. I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody.
Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay!
Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Yes, sir!
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I thought that'd be a fitting tribute to come out of break, out of a little bathroom break real quick. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, man, other people checking in. Sean Wallace said, hell yeah, baby. Good guys took 2 out of 3. And here's the crazy part. That was the best bullpen in baseball. The San Francisco Giants have the best bullpen in the major leagues, and they did it, and the White Sox did it against that. That's what I'm talking about. Junior said, I'm not worried. He's talking about the Cubs. He's not worried. It's a long season, man, and you can't get emotionally, you can't ride that emotional roller coaster. All right? You might have a bad week or two. Okay? It's going to happen. You can't. I mean, you can, but it's going to do a hell of a lot for your blood pressure. King Book of World, what's up, Papa? Salute everyone. And Shawn, what's up, man? I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Cornelia Squall said Angel was a beast yesterday. I like when she gets the rebound and starts to break. I do too. She's feeling herself now. She's feeling herself. Getting a rebound, putting it up, and one, getting out of the break, and one. She's like, yeah, looks at the camera like playing it up. I like it. All right. This is who she is. This is what she likes to do. And that's cool. I am cool with it. You're having fun being you. That's cool. Win or lose, I want you to play the way you play. And she got a little feistiness about her. All right. She got a little feistiness about her. And that's okay. But she's in there battling for them rebounds, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Armando says, isn't Kevin Herter one of the commercials you show? Yeah, he is. He's playing for the Sacramento Kings, I think, at the time, or someone else. And that was funny. I recognize that too. King Book of World says, AKH draft picks. Cornelia says, except for Gideon Herter, the Bulls didn't get much back in those trades. Well, Zach Collins isn't bad. He's a piece. And Trey Jones was good, but Trey Jones was just hurt. But I would have liked draft picks. I hear you. But there goes the argument. You want draft picks or proven players who need a change of scenery. Guys who've been in the league. I mean, look at Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey wasn't this good for OKC. It's nowhere near this good for them. So is that what you want? You want young players who've been in the NBA already that you can kind of develop? Or do you just want – I mean, Josh is about to get a big-ass contract. Black Diamond says they done woke the villain up. Yeah, Angel Reese is – and she's flexing on him, boy. She's flexing on him, and I love it. Cornelia says Angel is good on the give and go. Man, yes, she is. Or the pick and roll. Pick and roll, she's great. Come set a screen for one of her guards. Dive to the hole. Dump it into her. And the thing I like, if you notice, when she's pivoting, she's using the elbow. She's throwing elbows and shoulders to create space. Elbows and shoulders. Watch her throw elbows, or hook people, or boom, to create space. I love it. I love it. Kevin Scott says, Angel's play is her best way of responding to her critics. Team Angel Reese. I hear you, bro. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just come out and play. Junior says, I'm glad Reese is playing ball and not trying so hard to be a social media star. I agree too, bro. Remember, you know what? Keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is basketball. That's what got you all those other things. That's what got you on in Europe doing a fashion show. That's what got you in the red carpet here at movie premieres. All right, was the fact that you played basketball. Keep basketball the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing, and you'll be all right. Black Diamond says, I love it too, FGB. Black Diamond! I love it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Cardoso ain't in Brazil. Grin smile. Oh, really, King Booker World? She's not playing with the national team, huh? In Chile. She ain't over in Chile, huh? Okay, you got some info on her actual whereabouts? Hey, just don't let your Puerto Rican fiance find out. King Booker World, she's leaving tonight. Man, just don't let La Boricua find out, bro. Damn, it's a shorty checking in. What's up, Bubba? I says top of the morning. I'm here listening, just in a software meeting. Thanks for tuning in, shorty. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But Angel Reese is doing it, man. All right, she realized she's gonna have to step up. We've talked about the villain role. She's comfortable with it. I think a lot of it is her own doing, but whatever works. All right, your job is to perform. If this is what you need to do to psych yourself out to perform, by all means do it. By all means do it. Because what the hell are you gonna say? 26, 16, and 7. What the hell can you say about Angel Reese? I mean, you can bitch and moan. She missed a couple layups yesterday, a couple bunnies. 26, 16, and 7. I'm sorry, 24, 16, and 7. 24, 16, and 7. That's a hell of a day at the office. That's a hell of a day at the office. So you could call her and tease her about me bounds, but she's copyrighted. You could tease her about all that stuff, but game time, 24, 16, and 7. Anyone. In the W or in the NBA. Either league. That's a day at the office. That's yeoman's work. 24 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. Come on, man. She's flirting. Yesterday, she flirted around with a triple-double. So I love the fact that I don't know who's talking to her, who has her ear, but whoever does have it is telling her the right thing. She's focusing on basketball solely right now. Crazy idea. You focus on the sport that's making you rich and famous. But I digress. People says, "Go hell no, she's good with the switch in the chancla." Tell him, Cornelius, those are Karl Malone numbers, boy. Man. And only at 6'3". King Booker will say at this point it would just be talking shit to talk shit about Reese. It is. And some people want to. Some people just want to complain, oh, she missed X amount of rebounds. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was yelling at the TV yesterday too, like stop missing all those damn rebounds or layups. She was missing some. Was Ariel Atkins missed one? Elizabeth Williams missed one. There were I remember like 4 or 5 bunnies they missed. I'm like, what are you doing? It's a layup. I was yelling at the TV yesterday. I was mad as hell. Mad as hell. But the cool part about it is they don't play again. They have the whole week off. The Sky don't play again until Sunday at Minnesota. All right, you can catch that game on the U at 6 o'clock. 6 or 5? It said 6. It is 6. 6 o'clock on the U. Channel 26, the U. All right. Good weekend for the good guys. All right, I was pretty happy with taking 2 out of 3 from the Giants. This team is just fun. And I know there are times we get blown out. We just don't have the talent, and the youngsters who are talented that we have just aren't seasoned. Chase Mydroff is one of those guys. I am really, really, really starting to like him a lot now. King Booker World, you are a damn fool. He says, one of my most embarrassing misses in a basketball game was a missed crip. I butter rolled it to myself. I walked off the court. You pull a DJ Moore? Just walked off the court. You're a damn fool. Hey, you forgot to put the FGB. Oh, that's hilarious. But I love this team. I'm really, really, man, I'm falling in love with this team because of the effort. I think we have some really good players that once developed, and I don't know about perennial all-stars, but I think we might have an all-star or two. Miguel Vargas is my first person who comes to mind. Kyle Teal yesterday, you saw him with a bases loaded double to right field to give the Sox the lead for good. Edgar Carroll and the other catcher. I like some of the pieces. They play hard. They never give up. The pitching staff is young, and they're going to get knocked around a little bit. They're young. They're rookies. But you know what? They fight. And that's all I can ask. I get frustrated just like any other fan would. But when you look at the big picture, you take 10,000 feet above the earth. Look at what they had last couple of years to this year. They got belief in their manager. They have trust and faith in their manager. And they bust their ass every inning. Every inning. Of course, you're going to have mistakes. They're human. But they bust their ass in a way that I like to see young teams bust their ass. You know what they're doing? They're earning their stripes. They're earning their stripes right now. All right, they're getting. It's a grizzled team. I mean, you got to go through some lumps and some growing pains especially when you're playing so many young players. They don't give up. They don't quit. The enthusiasm is there for all 27 outs. And you got to respect that. And yeah, we're not seeing the amount of wins that we want, but we see the difference. And I told you, maybe by the end of July, we're going to start winning a lot more of those one-run games than we lose. So remember, we are at 5-20, 4-20, 5-20 in one-run games. That's going to change. That's going to change. And it's going to be, we're learning how to win is what we're doing. We're learning how to win. Sometimes in the ninth, it's smooth, 3 up, 3 down, Sox win. Other times it's not so smooth. All right, we don't have a designated closer. It's a closer by committee right now. But you just got to settle in. And we have to, and whoever's called upon to close the next game, they got to get it done. That's a very strong possibility, King Booker World. I don't doubt it. He says, I think the Sox are going to hit a 6-game winning streak this year. That'd be great. That'd be great. 2 series, they could do it. Or win the last game of 1 series, win a series, and then win the first 2 games of the next series. Yeah, I could see that. I could see it because they can manufacture a run. They've lost so many different ways in one-run games. They now know how to manufacture a run. You get a guy's gonna bunt to get on, get him on, get him over, get him in. This is a young team that's just so refreshing to see from what we've seen in the past. And I love, man, I was a big Yo-Yo guy, man. I love Yo Moncada. I even like Tillier. I like Eloy. I love Luba. But this team right here is, and we're seeing them grow from their infancy. They just get here. Chase Mydroff. Look, is one of the most intelligent baseball players. You saw the slide yesterday? If you didn't see this, oh my goodness. He was stealing second. He slides. He stops his slide short before the bag, before he can slide into the tag. Stops short, pops up, and the guy who I don't know if it was a shortstop. I think it was the shortstop. Was anticipating the contact, and he was leaning back. So he's leaning back. Chase stops his slide. The dude falls back, and Chase steps on the bag. They called him out initially, and Chase is like, no. And on the replay, it shows he stopped the slide. You talk about a high baseball IQ, that's what we're talking about. He's not the most talented guy in the world, but you don't have to be. You have to be smart. Doesn't matter what field, what sport you're dealing with. Smart players, people with high IQs, are those the people that you want. Those are those are the guys you build around. In a year or so is when you go get our superstar. Trade for him, draft for him, whatever. We'll see. But listen, let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk Bulls, baby. The Bulls. And I know a lot of people are pissed. I know, Rick. Get ready. My guy Fred Pfeiffer's on. He's ready to roll, baby. How many draft tips did we get for all those guys? My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. We're going to talk about that with Fred Pfeiffer on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Very efficiently, especially in the last 2 games.
Oh, you mean 51% from the field efficient?
I mean, incredibly efficient.
Banham held up by Kelsey Plum. 8 on the shot clock. Banham sends it to Elizabeth Williams on the inside. Gets her own rebound.
Her championship pedigree, her resilience, her IQ, all of it just so impressive. And she's won at every level. Cannot believe that she did that. Like, how has not been done in history other than Candace Parker. And Beck Allen is putting the Sparks defense on notice.
Sparks, and McCannon reaches in.
There's that pressure.
Atkins pulls up, drains it. We've had 12 lead changes. We've been tied 5 times. Angel Reese, single coverage. De'Erica Hanby, not enough to hold her.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports. Those clips courtesy of ESPN. You heard Angel Reese yelling, and one! Demanding it, getting physical. You saw how she's trying to hook with the elbow, hit the shoulder, use the shoulder to create separation. I love the nastiness, the grittiness of her. All right, I know she's a beautiful young lady, but man, she gets down and dirty. She does the dirty work. She does the dirty work, and I love it. I love it. How else do you come up with 16 rebounds? She also set a WNBA record yesterday for 4 consecutive games of 15-plus rebounds. 15 or more rebounds in 4 consecutive games had never been done before in the WNBA. So keep talking shit about her. Keep doing it. All she's going to do is come out and give you 24, 16, and 7. 4 straight games of 15-plus rebounds, at least 15 rebounds. Come on now. As a second-year player, as a sophomore player in the league, led the league in double-doubles last year. Come on, man. This girl she's the real deal. Unorthodox as hell. Unorthodox as hell. But she gets the job done. Keep going, girl. Keep going. I love her. I love that they're allowing her to be her, which is awesome. Well, man, let's talk about the men's. We're going to talk about the mans. My next guest is a good friend of the program. I'm fired up to talk to him. He's a host of the Big Red Bus. You can find him on Twitter at CBEFred. Guys, let's welcome back to ShawnSierraSports, my man, Fred Pfeiffer. Fred, what's up, Papa? How are you? No, you got your mute buttons on. I can't hear you. Nope, not yet. All right, let me know when you're ready. King Booker World says Acme is a perfect name for this clown show, named after a cartoon company whose shit never works. Remember in the Roadrunner, it was always Acme, ACME, Acme. Give me a thumbs up, Baba. He's got to log out and log back in.
Shawn, can you hear me now?
I got you now, buddy. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, brother. Every time this happens, I'm going to definitely get better at this. I'm just so excited, even I'm having technical difficulties about this after this move with the beloved bull. You're not happy about it?
Here's the first question. Cornelius says, all right, morning, Fred. All right, what do we get out of this draft?
Well, the draft, we got a project. This guy's not even close to ready. He's 18 years old. I mean, he's younger than Cooper Flagg, I think, by 3 days. So as far as a player and he's got tools. He's 6'10". He's about 198. He needs to get stronger. Excellent in transition. His shot is broke. But I think what they saw here is, I don't want to ever compare anyone to Giannis, but if you look, Giannis was 6'8" when he was drafted, about 198, about the same weight. I think within 2 years, he put on 30 pounds of muscle. He was right around, or 20 pounds of muscle, about 220. I'm not saying that this kid's going to ever get close to that, but there is a lot to like here that at 18, he was playing in a professional league with adults.
2 years.
For 2 years. Yeah, there's a lot to like. It's a project. There's no other way to describe it. It's a complete project. I wish they would have done what Atlanta did with the next pick, which is they made this insane trade with New Orleans to get, to take Derek Queen, pass it to New Orleans. But in exchange for that, I'm not a Derek Queen fan. I don't think Derek Queen's going to be he's a fantastic college player. He's not athletic enough to guard in the NBA, and he can't protect the rim, and he can't shoot the three. Those are all bad combos. And Atlanta was able to turn that into Asa Newell, and also, more importantly, an unprotected 2026 pick in a loaded draft. That was the route I would have preferred they would have taken. However, Noah, I really like a lot of what I saw in film. But he's nowhere near ready. This is like something that I saw this year with Modest. Modest really wasn't ready yet. And I think Billy Donovan took a lot of heat. I think it was proven when he was finally inserted into the starting lineup. He played terrible for the first 10 games, but he built confidence. He was able to handle it. And then by the end of the year, he was playing at a really solid level. This kid is not Modest. Skill-wise, he is nowhere near where Modest was. And even like from physicality level, Patrick Williams. So both of those players got far more minutes than I think this kid's going to get. But there is a raw ability there. It's pretty exciting that hopefully we can see some fruition in a few years.
They played against Portland last year, 2 seasons ago, and I saw he hit a three. Athletic is all get out, and that's cool. I think if he wants to be an impact player, okay, he needs to be over here right now, every day lifting with Matas Buzelis. Matas is in the gym now. Get your ass hit the weights for an hour and a half, and then go run some court, run up and down the court. All right, I think he needs that. I think he needs to get that weight on, because if he can get and add some 5 to 10 pounds this offseason, okay, now that's kind of a step ahead. He's got a head start, of a leg up, so to speak, on not having one off season and not coming in as such a frail player. He'll still be frail, but not as frail.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then you get some run with NBA players. I know you're on the national team, but man, on the French national team, but it ain't like running with the NBA players all summer. And that's what he's got to get. And I hope someone says, hey, get your ass over here, start working out with us at our facility. Okay. Get stronger. And as soon as you're done working out, run a few games, because that would be in his best interest.
It's a great idea. I think, though, I don't think it's going to hurt him that he's going to play with the French national team. That team's incredible. A lot of pros on it. I think that will be beneficial to him. So I'm not that against that. But as soon as it's over, you're absolutely right. He needs to get over here, get in the gym, and build about 15 to 20 pounds of muscle over the next few years to get to a place where you can actually play. I do like his defensive versatility. I think that might get him some time this year. But again, I think the fan base should not get upset or angry if he plays very little, because he is absolutely a project. He's 18 years old. It amazes me. 18 years old. My son's, just turned 17. So it's like my son's playing. He's a junior in high school. So it's like, it's crazy to see that this guy's already playing on an NBA court. And I don't know. It's pretty exciting, though. I do feel like the Bulls' last three moves they've made, and getting Modest, who, according to all accounts, is built on a ton of muscle and looks incredible. Modest, and this move for Lonzo Ball, I think will go down as one of the best moves. Or I really, that's how high I am on Isaac Okoro, and I think it's
Really?
uh, we as a fan base, we cannot be so reflexively negative that we fail to recognize when this front office, and no one's been more critical of this front office than me, but you cannot be that negative and just reflexively say this is a terrible move. It was a brilliant move. Isaac Okoro is a 24-year-old, uber athletic wing who JB Bickerstaff only a year ago called the best perimeter defender in the league in a game after he held Anthony Edwards to 7 of 25 shooting. I encourage everyone to go on YouTube and highlight Isaac Okoro defensive highlights, and you will see night after night, highlight after highlight of some incredible defensive plays on some of the best offensive players in the league. You know, Trey Young, Brunson, you go up and down. That's what his task was, to guard the best opposing perimeter player on the team. And he did it to an incredible level. And he didn't get a lot of pub for it. And, I thought he was in a kind of a difficult situation, quote unquote difficult. The team won 64 games and was a winner for the last 3 years. But he was a rotation player on that team, but he was behind two all-star guards and, a team that was loaded with talent. He was still in the rotation, but wasn't a lot of opportunities to showcase his offensive game. And more importantly, 2 years ago, that team was 29th in pace. What does Isaac Okoro do well? He's in the 87th percentile in terms of uh, like fast court, just up tempo finishing. And so that this offense that Billy has developed is suited perfectly to his game. I think you're going to see a kid really make a jump. I am uber excited about this. And not only that, Chicago doesn't really know him. I think I could tell it's clear that people aren't aware of him. They're going to love this guy because defensively, there's no one on the team now that's even close to him. It's Isaac Okoro, and then there's like 4 or 5 spots in an aisle. But this guy is easily the best defensive player on the team right now. So I think with how hard he plays, Chicago's going to love him probably pretty quickly within the first 30 days. And athletically, he's going to be a perfect fit for this offense and like just being fast and dunking and using his athleticism to get out and run.
Yeah, so I was listening to Casey Johnson. One of the things that he was saying was that this guy's very physical. He's a very physical player. And if that's the case, then I think the city will like him because we like guys. All right, we love guys who can play defense. We love guys when you can stop people. It doesn't matter what sport. When you can stop people. I mean, hell, how much did we love Duncan Keith? All right, he's a fenceman. Right? And you can play defense. I think that's going to go a long way in his popularity here in Chicago. Because I didn't know about him. I didn't know a lot about him. I was annoyed. This thing I put up a moment ago. All right, we trade DeMar, Zach, Alex, and now Lonzo Ball. We get Giddey, Herter, Duarte, Okoro, Collins, Trey Jones. We got the complete rights to our first round pick this year. All right, and then we got 2 second round picks. And we're wondering why. And Bulls fans are mad. They're like, they wanted more draft picks. And my question to Bulls fans and my question to you is, would it be better to get more draft picks here? Or do you want players that have been in the league that you feel need a change of scenery and that you can develop? Josh Giddey was allowed to flourish. Kevin Herter. Isaac Collins played pretty well for us. Again, I'm not putting him in the All-Star game, but he played well for us. Trey Jones played well for us, but he was hurt a lot. What is your thought on the lack of draft capital we got for those those trade situations?
There's no debate that before this move, the Bulls waited too long on every single asset that they had. And in doing so, they were unable to get any draft assets. And I agree with all of that. There's no debate on it. Like they waited too long to trade. The only one you could maybe argue that they traded at the right time was Caruso. It is GM malpractice that you weren't able to also get a draft asset in return for Alex Caruso, period. He was an incredibly high demand. what I think people are missing here, and I think you can even make the case about Lonzo Ball. I was furious. I was the only person out of my circle of friends who was furious that the Bulls did not trade Lonzo Ball at the trade deadline. They had one deal on the table with Memphis that has since been corroborated and proved to be true, which was the Memphis pick this year for Lonzo Ball. And they turned that down for one reason. Well, two reasons. Number one, at the time, Memphis, I think, was second in the West. So it would have been a late first round pick. And they would also had to take on Marcus Smart's contract, which was $20 million a year. So that would really tie things up this year, decrease the flexibility for them to do things. That said, I wanted them to take that deal, and that would have ended up being like the 18th pick, I think, this year. So that was a mistake. You can't fix those mistakes. The fact is, since that trade, Lonzo Ball's value has decreased again. He didn't play again for the rest of the year. He hasn't played in a game post All-Star since 2021. That's 4 straight full seasons. The All-Star break on. This idea.
Roger. I don't know if we got you frozen there, buddy. Got you frozen there. Let's see what if you come unfrozen or not. Do me a favor, Fred. Yeah, Fred's connection is. Well, he might have to just log out and log back in again. And I was really interested in what he had to say. So Lonzo Ball hasn't played post All-Star since 21. Wow. Again, 4 seasons. Yeah.
Are you there, Shawn? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you now.
Yeah. Hold on.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay. So this
You're
idea
talking
that
about Lonzo Ball, 4 straight seasons he hasn't played past the All-Star game.
you haven't played past the All-Star game. So this idea that, and yes, you were able to get a late first rounder at the last trade deadline. He then missed the rest of the season. So like this idea that he was going to garner a lot of draft picks is insane. He might have got multiple second rounders. I'm telling you, the bet that Isaac Okoro is going to be could take that jump as an elite player, the odds in that favor are much higher than any second rounder turning out to be anything. Everybody likes to throw out, well, what about Jokic? Yes. I think it's 1% of second round players actually have made an all-star team. It's less than that. It's incredibly unlikely. Most of them don't even make the team. Most aren't even in the league. So this was a great move. And I think I'm really saddened just to see the general reaction about it. And I think it just has a lot to do with people don't know who Isaac Okoro is, but you're going to be really freaking excited. Here's a quote from JB Bickerstaff, which I can't repeat enough. Isaac Okoro, in my mind, from people's perspective on the outside in, is really underappreciated. There are so many things that impact winning that don't go into stat sheets that Isaac does. The way he makes his teammates feel when he does those things, you can't put a number on that. Corroborated by Jimmy Butler. Okoro takes all the right shots. He gets stops and rebounds. He's always passing the ball to the open guy. I really like his game, end quote. He is a winning type player. A la Alex Caruso, everybody points out, well, his numbers aren't great. He does things that impact winning. It's exactly what Isaac Okoro is. And so this was
exactly what I was going to ask you. So he's going to be like our version, going to be basically like Alex Caruso.
Yes, obviously Alex is older and more experienced, but as far as everybody likes to throw out that term, the DAWG, that's 100% what Isaac Okoro is. He plays with a high motor. Shawn, the next time you see him play, I will be shocked if you do not like this guy. This is exactly the kind of player you're going to like. Plays hard defensively, busts through picks, extremely physical, finishes strong, athletic, fast, never turns it down. I saw some moron on Twitter compare his stats, his counting stats to Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, since he joined the Bulls, has really had nothing but opportunities. There's been really no legit power forwards to compete with them. They moved Laurie away. Thad Young was probably the best player, the power forward that they've had outside of Patrick Williams since they traded away Laurie. That's the exact opposite of what this guy's encountered, what Okoro's encountered in Cleveland. Just think of all the great talent they have at the guard position with Donovan Mitchell and just all-star and Garland, all-stars, and a lot of players at that 2 and 3 position. So I feel like he's the kind of player who's been kind of caught up a little bit in that, and his stats aren't as good as other players who've been given more of opportunity. But the stats they don't look at is how he busts through picks, how he takes the best, perimeter offensive player every freaking game and just wears that guy down. This wasn't a fantastic move, and people are going to look back and say, when Ball misses 75% of the season, I love Ball and I love the story, but the reality is he shot 36% last year. Has anybody even mentioned that? He shot 34% from 3. You know what Isaac Okoro shot the last 2 years from 3? 39 and 37%. He's been a better three-point shooter and a better defender. Everybody acts like, well, Alonzo was great in those 35 games. No, there was a lot of guile. I can't believe people can't see how much he declined physically. He did. I can't even believe we were able to get it, and yet it's complete outrage from the fan base. And rightly so for everything else. But Modest, Okoro, those are 2 fantastic moves. I don't know how Noah's going to be, but we should feel definitely better on what we've seen lately.
Does AK have anything to worry about? Is he? Because then he continues to do these things like this project. Like, why do we need projects? Why don't we get young players who have a big upside? Who, there's no guarantees in any draft pick. Of course, we know that. But that was the best you could, Noah was the best you could take it at that number 12 slot.
I really like Coward, who went before that in a trade. I think Portland took him. I mean, at that position in the draft, the best players are usually found in the 1 through 5, 1 through 7. You can find good players in 1 to 15. I mean, it's SGA. Look at that range between 6 and 15. I don't mind taking this, taking this kid at 12.
Okay.
I don't mind it. I don't think it's a terrible gamble, or 11. I don't think it's 12. I don't think it's a terrible gamble to take a kid who's 6'10", 198, who's 18 years old, who can. It's not impossible to see this guy kind of develop into something. Yes, a project, but I think he's a little bit better than that. And the fact that he's actually competed in a men's league, I just don't think anyone should expect anything out of this guy this year. And I think that's kind of the mode we should be in, as an organization. Like, I wouldn't just say automatically, oh, we should try to win this year. I mean, I still think we're right now, if the team went into the year as is, we're probably going to win more than we expected just because the East is so down.
Yeah.
But I am 100%. Let's just look at Modest. If Modest takes the steps that I think he will, based on what I'm starting to hear how he's been this summer, this might get really good. Unless they trade Kobe, they have to move one of the guards, though, now. I kind of feel like Io or Kobe. I don't want them to move Kobe. I love Kobe, but I also understand the realities of this financial situation. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent next year, and he's probably going to earn a lot of money. But I feel really good about going into this with Giddey, Kobe, Okoro at the 2-3, and then, Modest at the 4, and then Vooch at the 5. Actually, I think that lineup actually has the potential to surprise a lot of people. I'd like to upgrade at 5.
Okay. How do you see this Bulls team, piggybacking off what you said? All right, East is down. The attack of the killer Achilles, of the snapping Achilles. All right, you got Jason Tatum out. Obviously, you have Halliburton out.
Dame
and Lillard out. That's 3 teams that we anticipated being powerhouses out of the East. How's that going to affect the Bulls? Do the Bulls jump up due to, the fact that they made the play-in a couple times? Does it bump them up a couple spots maybe into the playoffs without the play-in? How do you see this Bulls team faring now that the East has been ravaged by snapped Achilles on a couple of their key or better teams?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So if we look at the teams that finished ahead of them, I'm going to name them all. I'm going to say, is this team ascending or descending? I'd like to ask you. Let's run through it. The Hawks.
I want to say ascending.
That's absolutely right. 100%. So that team is going to move up too with the Bulls. The Heat.
I would say descending. I just think I'd say descending.
I agree. I think the Bulls should finish ahead of the Heat. If everything is, if we go into next year with the roster as is, a lot depends on Vucevic, and we can get to that later. The Magic are ascending, right?
Yes.
We can debate it.
Yes,
The
they are.
Pistons are ascending. Why even debate it? So those are the three of the four teams immediately in front of the Bulls. Three of those four are ascending, and the Heat are descending. I agree.
So they're going to go up, but that means Indiana's coming down. Milwaukee's coming down.
Yes.
Boston's coming down because I don't think Jason Tatum. So everyone, in my opinion, everyone should just set up because Boston's not competing for a title this year. All right. Indiana's not going back to the finals this year. All right. I don't see Milwaukee going back. Milwaukee might be able to because they went to the finals without him, but I think he's a big part of their chemistry now, where you kind of need him to go back, since 21 was when they won it. Yeah. So I just see everybody moving up, and I think
I agree with you. Yeah, I do see. So I think there's three teams definitively ahead of the Bulls: the Cavs, the Knicks, and I would also say the Pistons, and probably the Magic. So four teams. It's a matter of, are they going to be able to surpass the Celtics? I'm not sure. I mean, they still have a lot of talent. Jalen Brunson and White, Jalen Brown and White. So I think it's possible they'll probably be in the 6, 7, 8 range. But that's not necessarily too bad with the direction that they're going with a far younger and more athletic team. I do feel like the center position is the issue.
So you say the Bulls are 6, 7, or 8?
6, 7, or 8. I would say the Bulls right now are a playoff team. If they don't make any further moves, probably around 6, 7, or 8. So they're going to move up from 10 to 6, 7, or 8. It's going to be a battle between them, the Heat, the Hawks, and that whole area. But every team below them, I think, is on the downward trajectory, with the exception of Philadelphia. Philadelphia could hop in there too. We'll wait and see if Embiid is healthy. But what are the odds of that?
Guys, we're joined by Fred Pfeiffer. He is the host of the Big Red Bus. All right. We're talking Bulls basketball here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Is this kind of what Billy wants? Because we see Billy seems to have a knack for developing young players. All right. He did it well in college when he was in college, and obviously the young players are 17, 18, 19 years old. He's getting another young player, 18 years old, who's, as we've talked about, played for 2 years. 2 seasons he played in a grown-ass men's league. So he's not playing in the G League. He's not playing in high school or college. These are grown-ass men. Is this kind of a pick that Billy can really go to work with and really, really develop into something special because of Billy's track record?
I think so. I'm a big fan of Billy Donovan. Shawn, I know you're not, and I know there's a lot of people listening to this who aren't. I'll just point out that last year that team was top 20 in defensive efficiency. There is no stat that is more predictive of a team that's going to make the playoffs than defensive efficiency. The top 13 teams in defensive efficiency, led by OKC, all made the playoffs. The bottom 7 all missed the playoffs. The Bulls were 19th. And I'd like to ask everybody listening, who are the real elite defenders on that team last year? Io was a good defender, and he missed half the year. It is a miracle what Billy Donovan did with that team defensively. Vooch is a turnstile. He is a rim presenter, not a rim protector. He's horrible as a center. And then Giddey's terrible defensively. Kobe's not good defensively. Up and down that lineup, Patrick Williams had a down year defensively. Up and down that lineup, there's really there was no defensive talent yet. They were 19th. Now you bring in an elite defensive perimeter player in ENCORE, and I think they're trying to address that. Hopefully Modest improves. Modest was really good as shot blocking, but he was not good one-on-one defense. He wasn't big enough. He was oftentimes just out physical.
Bullied,
exactly. I think he's addressing that. Like, I believe whatever is given to Donovan, he's one of those coaches that adapts his system to the talent. And I think he's finally getting in players that he really wants in terms of how he wants to play, which is at a fast pace, which worked with Pacers last year. Excuse me. And I think they're starting to add some pieces on, like in a ENCORE that are really going to help him, defensively and kind of build the team that he really wants. So I'm pretty excited, lately now, I got to admit, because I think Acme's been done a lot better with the Modest pick. The Modest pick saved their job, in my opinion. That's why they got the extension, is because I think they saw something with this guy and he made the pick. What's that?
The secret, the quiet, the hush hush extension.
Yes, the hush hush extension, which, be honest, he didn't deserve, no doubt. And there's no doubt, there's no debating that. However, I'll tell you what, if he keeps on making moves like bringing in Isaac Okoro for a guy who never plays, I am 100% behind that. I will also admit, if you look at my tweets, I suggested that exact same trade on 6/15. My tweet was something to the extent of, hey, Acme, call up the Cavs, because I knew they were in cap hell. They were trying to make all these moves. The Cavs, in my opinion, their bigger interest is Okoro's on a 2-year contract, a value contract. It's basically 11 each year. They were able to hammer him on that due to the restricted free agency. They negotiated correctly, and the Bulls didn't for Patrick Williams. And, Lonzo's on this 1-year contract with a team option year 2. I predict he'll be cut next year. I don't even think he'll be on the team next year. I think they purposely brought him in because it was a better, more contractual situation for a team that's loaded with talent that's got major cap issues. So keep on making those type of moves, and we'll be cooking with gas.
And that's a good strategy. If you got him for 1 year and you can cut him the following year. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little more relieved because I was completely in the dark on Isaac Okoro. I didn't know anything about him. I'm glad you gave me some insight on him. So with his defensive prowess, how much do you think that spills over into the mentality? Because Billy loves defense. How much do you think that's going to spill over into the mentality of the rest of the team? Because when Alex Caruso was here and he was on the court, that shit spilled. That was infectious. Obviously we weren't the number one defense in the NBA, but we triggered a lot of offense was started because of defense. We had a lot of hands in the passing lane. We had a lot of deflected balls and steals and traps and 5-second counts. We had a lot of that shit with Alex Caruso. Is Isaac Okoro the type of guy who can do that type of thing and raise the level defensively for this Bulls team? Because if he can, there's a lot of studs that you and I both know. They're young, athletic. They get out and run. Hey, let's go, Baba. Let's go. Outlet, one dribble, dunk.
Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, you will see this. And again, go to YouTube and Google Isaac Okoro. Poor man's Caruso right now at the age of 24, and he's going to continue to get better. So I am uber excited about this move. He's going to inspire his teammates to play harder defense, and more importantly, he's going to take those assignments off of Kobe and or Josh Giddey. Like, I thought Kobe last year, it's hard enough to be your primary offensive engine, but when you're also go up against the best offensive player on the opposition who's in the backcourt, that's extremely difficult. And so I think this is just an incredible move that's going to help Kobe in that respect, and Josh. But Josh was never given those assignments because he can't handle it. Kobe was the guy who was given the more difficult assignments, and now it's going to help him.
What do you think Josh Giddey gets extended for? What do you think his numbers are going to be? Because Josh Giddey is a guy that I didn't like at all. I hated it when he came over.
I agree with you.
I called him Sunshine from Remember the Titans. He was always complaining. He was bitching and moaning. I got fouled. And then he just proceeded to go on a flirt every game with a triple-double tear. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Where do you think his value is going to be? Where do you think he's going to end up signing with the Bulls? And do you think he's worth it? Because what is he, 22, 23?
Yeah. Well, what I think they should sign him for is play hardball with the restricted free agency. There's no team in the league that can offer him more than, I think, $24 million, $23 million. I think the Nets may be able to do that, although they took on Terrence Mann's contract. So if you look at the whole, the whole landscape, the Bulls should pay him 23, 24 million. That's what he's probably worth. And in reality, he wouldn't even get that because most of those teams already have their answer at the point guard position. It's more of a question like, well, the Bulls probably feel like, well, we want to make them happy. I know that's what they're thinking. I agree with you. Like, I feel like he was fantastic in the last 30 games, but the first 52 were not fantastic. So when you balance that out, what's his value in the market? Like some people will point out, well, he's better than Quickly, and I agree with that. And Quickly got 32. He's not worth 32. Someone else's mistake does not mean you make the same mistake. In reality, what the market would dictate, he's probably worth 23, 24. I think the Bulls will pay him 29, 30 based on just their past mistakes. They paid Patrick Williams a ridiculous contract at $18 million a year with a fifth-year player option that he didn't deserve. But I do feel they kind of learning from those mistakes and are not going to continue to do it. They gave Vooch a 3-year contract that nobody, extension, second contract that nobody in the league would have given him. They might have given him 2 years. I think they're getting smarter, hopefully, and realizing a lot of their mistakes. But I suspect they're probably going to pay him 29 to 30 on average for 5 years.
This is not AK's first run. He's not a rookie president of basketball operations. Like it's not he helped build that team in Denver. It's mind-boggling to me the fact that you're like, well, they learn from their mistakes. You shouldn't have those types of mistakes when you this is not your first rodeo. And I think that's one of the reasons that I get upset and Bulls fans get upset. Like you had a big hand in what's going on in Denver when they won a title, and that crew. Like you have experience to come here and try to figure shit out. It should have been figured out in Denver.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear, though. I mean, it should be that Tim Conley was the guy who really deserves most of that credit, who then moved on to the Timberwolves and has built a contender there. I'm not sure how much Arturas deserved, plaudits for what happened in Denver. I'm sure some. He was part of that front office, but it's pretty clear to me just based on subsequently that Tim Conley was probably the brains behind that entire operation since he leaves there and immediately fixes the Timberwolves. And what has Acme done in the interim here in Chicago? That said, you got to call it like it is. The modest pick was fantastic, and this move, in my opinion, was incredible. And I think people will really warm to it. So everything else, I mean, the guy's been the Vooch trade was a disaster. You look at all the mistakes that he's made. He gave far too much in the Vooch trade. Even the DeRozan move, which, when you first looked at it was great, he still had to attach a number one pick to it to get Aminu off the roster. They also traded Thad Young in that deal, which the Spurs were able to turn into a first rounder. He doesn't value draft picks enough. The Cruz, Zach LaVine, you could argue he waited too long to move him. It goes on and on with the mistakes that he's made. But this is, again, they deserve it when they do something good. This was a good move. And Shawn, I really think you're going to fall in love with Isaac Okoro. I think you're going to be ecstatic what this guy brings. And I'm just happy that we're finally doing some smart things and buying a player, I think, on a value contract who's really going to impact winning. Now, their bigger question is that the smartest thing to do in a year with a loaded draft with 3 studs at the top of the 2026 draft? I don't think they're interested in that. I think they're probably going to want to win. So we'll see what happens.
What?
This is going to help them, though. I mean, I don't know how people can argue that. Like, Lonzo Ball doesn't play. He played 35 games, and when he did play, he shot 36%, 34% from three.
Okay.
I'm just shocked at the debates on how good Lonzo was last year. It was. I think we were all blinded by the story, and in the reality, it wasn't as good.
Okay. I am. I believe you me. I will check out the highlights of Isaac Okoro, and I will text you like, "Holy cow!" Yay or nay, I like or whatever, whatever I feel after I watch him, and I'm looking forward to it because if that, and people have to understand, just because he's not a scorer doesn't mean he's not valuable.
Correct.
Okay, he can. By his defense, he can literally help us increase our pace and our points per game by the defense he plays. People don't understand. You don't want to look at, they just want to see how many points does he score? How many points does he score? That's not the whole pick. That's not the big picture. Because if he steals the ball, forces a bad shot, gets a turnover, you know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of different ways. Boxes out, boom, outlets it. There's so many different ways you can affect the game. And I'm hoping that I see what I want to see, and I see a guy that you're so high on in what I watch. Because if that is the case, then now you're really starting to turn that off. I mean, now just think about it. Now, outlet to Kobe. One dribble, pull up. All right? One outlet to Kobe. He sees the trailer Matas coming, gives it to Matas, boom.
Yeah.
I hope I'm anxious to watch his highlights and see what he does, because if that's the case, then I will look at this trade a lot more favorably than I'm looking at it right now. And we need defense. We need defense. We need defense. I don't know if I mentioned we need defense.
Absolutely. And when you watch those highlights, also take note at some of the players he's guarding on these plays. Brunson and Brown, and he's got versatility. He's guarding the 1 through 3. Man, I really think you're going to fall in love with him, Shawn. And it starts with watching some of these defensive highlights. But not only that, I think offensively he's been undersold, and he's really going to thrive in this offense. I think because 2 years ago the Cavs were 29th in pace. You couldn't find a worse offense for Isaac Okoro. Last year they sped it up a little, but they still were. They weren't in the top third. I think they were, right around the middle, 10th, somewhere between 10 and 15. But now, I mean, you're going to be a top 3 in pace, and this is going to be perfect. So this is a perfect fit, perfect move.
What about some of the other guys on the team that are still like Julian Phillips? Like Julian Phillips, definitely seen improvement, definitely seen development. Nothing to write home to mom about, or definitely not put him in the All-Star game by any stretch. But he had his moments. He hit that corner 3. He had a couple key rebounds. Your thoughts on some of the lesser or the guys who didn't get as much time on this Bulls roster? Who do you see staying? Who do you see going? What about Zach Collins as well? What about him? He's a little more athletic than Vooch as far as defense.
Yeah, I mean, well, Collins is on the last year of a contract, being paid $19 million. He's probably worth about half that on an open market. I don't mind Collins. I thought he actually played pretty well. He doesn't shoot the 3 like Vooch does, which I do like, but he's far better defensively. We're going to need to upgrade that position. To me, that's just like an area where we should find somebody like I saw Clint Capella's out there. I don't know how much he has left, but a player like that is, I think, a better fit with this team. Vooch does shoot the 3, which you like, but on the defensive end, he is so bad, and he's. I think you can count on one hand the amount of players in the league who are older than him at the center position. There's Al Horford still in the league, and Lopez, I think, is now a free agent. Those are 2 guys I know off the top of my head that are older than him, but there's not many. He's 35. There's a reason there's not a lot of guys that old in the league. As far as Julian Phillips, I felt the exact opposite. I thought he missed far too many wide open corner 3s. And he's got a lot of tools athletically, but to me, he's kind of like a, Derek Jones Jr. type of player, a poor man's Derek Jones Jr. type of player. There's probably value in it. He's an incredible athlete, and theoretically, this offense and system should work with him. you got to be able to hit wide open corner threes. And I didn't think he hit it at the same level. The guy I'm probably most excited about, honestly, is Dalen Terry. I saw a huge amount of improvement from him. Hopefully, he can kind of
Another
keep.
one, yeah.
And he's got some really nice. He's got passing ability. He's just I know Coach is frustrated with him, and I can absolutely see why. He'll make some of the worst decisions, but
Yes.
yeah, he's still young, relatively young guy who plays hard. I love those guys. The Coral's this way: high motor, plays hard all the time. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we got a guy like Patrick Williams. I used to call standstill P. Will. Just he's jogging all the time, not playing at really high level, hard. Just I can't. I just saw this quote recently, or about playing hard is a skill, and I agree with that 100%. I love those high motor guys. Like Okoro is absolutely in that build, and I think you're gonna. I think I know Patrick Williams. We're going into year 6. We've been talking about this forever, and he was awful last year. His worst year as a pro. Hopefully he can kind of return. All I want from him is just get back to 40% from 3 or 39% from 3. He was down at 35 last year. So, if he can't hit the 3, then he's really bringing very little value. I thought his defense was absolutely declined last year. He doesn't have lateral quickness, never did. But all those guys we got to hopefully Dalen Terry, Phillips, and P. Will I kind of put in the same area. One of those 3 really has to make a jump this year if we're going to do something really special. But they all have theoretically defensive ability, which should significantly help this team.
I like Terry, and I first I thought he was just like a cheerleader, like kind of like who was that guy that the Bulls had? He was an OKC, and goodness, the left-handed shooter.
Oh, you're talking about Campaign?
Yes. Remember, Campaign was just the freaking dance partner for Russell Westbrook at OKC.
Still in the league, was on the Knicks this year.
Yes, he is.
The conference finals. Yeah.
Yes, I thought that's who Dalen Terry was going to be. Dalen Terry he improved. And again, not putting him in the All-Star game. I'm just saying he improved, and I saw development in him. I saw a more mature Dalen Terry. And I think that's, I don't know what's going on in his personal life, or if he just realized he had to grow the hell up. But I saw a lot more mature Dalen Terry, and I liked it. His athleticism is what was one of the biggest reasons we drafted him. He was running up and down the court making plays. I really like him, and I need him to take another step forward this year in being more reliable down the stretch, maybe. All right, because down the stretch you pull him out, like, all right, he's done. But if he can mature and become a force defensively, in his next step of his evolution, now the Bulls got another piece, all right, to help on the defensive side of the ball.
Shawn, you talked about something I really believe in. I saw it with Dalen Terry. Like and I like to get to games early and see how guys work out before the game. I think it tells you a lot. And I remember his rookie year, I was watching Dalen Terry. He was shooting air balls in practice, like pregame from 3, and air balls. And I'm like, how are you going to expect to hit anything in the game if you're shooting air balls before the game? He was goofing around, things. Treating it like it was like a Sunday outing with friends. That's not how you got to be as a professional. This year I saw him, and that was like one of the first things I noticed. Focused, hitting shots in pregame, getting his shots up in pregame, like treating pregame like a business as opposed to a joke session. And I saw it, to be honest with you, I also saw it with Modest. He was kind of like where Dalen was. He was goofing around, playing. You can't do that at this level. You need to use that pregame as a time to get your act together and get focused on winning and playing the game of basketball to the best of your ability. I'm not saying not to have fun, but there's a huge difference between just goofing around, joking around, and playing grab ass than actually getting out there and getting your shots up and really trying to do everything you can to perform well. And so I saw that growth from Dalen. I think we're going to see that from Modest too. And I definitely agree with everything you said there. It takes a little bit of time for these young kids to get to the level where they need to be.
One of the things that I said, I don't know if I said it to you last week or who else I said it to, about the NBA shooting itself in the foot. Because you're letting these kids come out after 1 year, and they're not developed. All right, they're not developed. If they have a halfway decent season, and now you're giving these youngsters like Josh Giddey. I'm not saying he's going to be getting, probably $29-30 million, and he still really hasn't proven himself. That's just, the NBA with these guys, giving these guys, wouldn't it behoove them, especially now with NIL, to keep the kids, have the kids stay in college, get developed, become fundamentally sound with coaching, with good coaching, and then come in the league, you're a lot better, you're a lot more of an asset as a player when you come in, because you had 2 to 3 or maybe 4 years of fundamentals of college coaching and understanding and possibly getting in the tournament and being in big games and understanding big moments and not kind of wilting under the pressure because you've gone through the tournament. And then you don't have to give these kids, because at that point, after the end of their first contract, we'll kind of see who you are. We don't know who some of these guys still are, and they're getting $3 million.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and I think you're starting to see that, though. I think you're starting to see guys stay around a little bit longer than they did before, and because of NIL and the money involved in college basketball now. I'm kind of torn on this issue because there's Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett. I mean, there's been players that have come directly from high school to the pros, LeBron James. And I understand for every one of those guys, there's 25 that didn't make it, who tried to come from high school directly to the pros.
Eddie Curry.
Yeah, Eddie Curry, exactly. Although he did get a few nice contracts. But I agree with you. Like, I think there's a tremendous amount of maturity that occurs when you do play in college for at least 1 year. But on the other hand, I also kind of feel like, it's the United States. If you're able to make that type of life-changing money in the NBA, you should be allowed to do so. There's people fighting at 18 in the military. You can't go to the NBA to play. So I'm a little bit torn on that issue. That said, I think it's kind of been solved because they're paying so much money now in college that it is essentially become a minor leagues of professional basketball. And, I don't feel like, I think what you're going to continue to see is like these guys, these young high school players are just going to be, they're probably better off, and teams are more willing to take the risk on players that have proven themselves at least 1 year in college and just paying them. Because you're going to make so much money in college anyhow. It's not like a big, I think you could actually, I think this is a fact. You're probably going to make more money in college than you will at some point. Like a rookie contract, second round deal. Let's be honest. You are. So you're probably better off in a way. They're forcing these guys into college, and I think it's good. It's better for both parties.
I hear you on that. You can go fight for your country stuff, but also if you're the NBA, it dilutes your product. And we're not saying that you can't come and you're not.
Does it though?
Age, but
I don't know if it does. I think the vast majority of 18, 19-year-olds should not be playing NBA basketball because they're not ready. And
that's what I mean. Like, give me a couple. Like the WNBA, you got to be 3 years. All right. Like the NFL, you got to be 3 years out of high school. I think if they went back to that rule, now and then with the NIL, now you're like, okay, I'm guaranteed $1, $2, $3, $1 million a year, $600,000 a year, whatever you're getting, every year. That's good money. All right, and you come out again with more fundamentals, with more experience, because you just can't, because they don't have time to develop you in the NBA. All right, they don't have time to work on your fundamentals in the NBA. Like, you need to get there, and that's what we're seeing. So many young guys who come in and just aren't ready physically. All right, who aren't ready mentally. Definitely aren't ready to emotionally, and how to deal with the financial part of it, because you had 1 year, you got no money, and all of a sudden now you got $6 million. The hell you do?
Yeah, so, demanding that of the best players, I think, is unfair to them. So like the best players that are ready to play in the league at 18, 19, there's not a lot of them, but there are some.
Yeah.
You're not getting the clock started. What I mean by that is you're on your rookie contract. If you're delaying that, you're still under 5 years or 4 years, whatever, under that rookie contract. and some of the players that are good enough, they want that clock started quicker. So they want it started as an 18-year-old or 19-year-old. So by the time they get to that fourth, fifth year, they're signing an extension worth 10 times what they could have made in college. So I don't think it's fair to keep him in there for 3 years. I think there's a happy medium. I like where it's at now, to be honest with you. I like the 1 year, and I think that's enough to build the maturity, and I think that kind of satisfies everything. But what you're seeing now, there's so much money in college, I think the quality of that game is getting better. And I think it's in reality, it's probably best for both leagues where it's at now.
I would like a minimum another year. I just 1 year.
Sure.
Because now here's why: you don't go to school the second semester. You don't.
Yeah.
You go one semester. Just to stay eligible, go in your first semester, and the second semester you're playing games. You're in March, and then if you're going, you're a number one, you're a first round pick, and you go to class.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Kick me out?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm making $4 million in NIL. I'll just get an apartment off campus and live there till I get drafted. You know what I mean? That's why I think I just personally would like 2 years. I just want to see these kids become more fundamentally sound coming into the league, which makes the floor of the league better. The floor, it makes that floor higher. So you get kids who come in that are a lot more fundamentally sound and have a better grasp of the game, because that's what college is for. You get that, and you still have, the college coaches can still work on you and still instill that in you. That's just
Right.
me. That's just me being 53 years old, going to be 54, get off my lawn. So,
Sounds good.
Hey,
Sounds
Fred,
good.
great stuff, buddy. Before you go, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
It's on X. It's at CBE as in Chicago Bullseye. CBE Fred is my handle, or do a search for C Red Fred, and you'll find me. And then also on the primarily every week on the Big Red Bus, which with the Podfather Doug Tonis, we do a show. There's several on the ENCORE move. I did with a couple guests, and it's I love. This is a good time to be listening to basketball talk, and I think we're going to hopefully continue in the right direction with this beloved team.
Cool, man. Good stuff, bro. Where
Thanks,
can I
Shawn.
get all the outlets to hear your podcasts?
Yeah, they're available Spotify, Apple, everywhere you can listen to it. So yeah, you can just do search for Big Red Bus Bulls, and you should be able to find the pod.
Excellent, buddy. Hey, you have a phenomenal week. Any big plans?
Thanks, Shawn.
Beautiful out. It's gorgeous out, man. This weekend was nice. Any big plans this week?
This week, no, nothing big. I mean, my son's, just wrapped up his kind of summer league for the school. It was up and down for the team, but he's doing really good. He's starting his junior year, and I'm addicted to the game. I'm just enjoying watching, the Sky and Fever. I do enjoy watching the Fever also, and
I do too.
Yeah,
Dude, I just love the way that chick plays, bro. I love her vision. I love it. I love the logo threes. Everybody loves them. But just the vision that Caitlin Clark has is ridiculous, dude. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, to me, she actually has not shot the ball well at all for like the last 3 or 4 games since she came back from that injury. She had one really good game when she first came back. But the thing to me about Caitlin Clark is, I love
Liberty.
Aaliyah, yes, exactly. Aaliyah Boston also is the center on that team, is a fantastic player. I love watching her. She's a great player.
Yes, she is.
And she's very underrated, in my opinion. She's excellent defensively, great rebounder. And when they work together on her pick and roll, is fantastic stuff. So, yeah, that's to me the difference.
She gets a little nasty, a little physical. I like that.
I love how she pushes it, and in terms of long passes, it's just incredible as a passer. To me, that's where I really like watching, Caitlin Clark. I think that's where she is a differentiator. And they have some players on that team. The other girl I like a lot is Lexi Hull as a defender. I think she's an excellent defensive player. They really haven't. I know the Bonner signing really kind of backfired on them.
Yeah.
But Howard is a good player. I love watching that team. And also the Sky's, I'll be honest, has been massively disappointing this year so far, but and obviously there's injury issues there also, but yeah, it was great to see the last game with everything. They looked great yesterday against so that's good to see. So
dude, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon.
Take it easy. Let's go, Angel. Let's keep it going. Good stuff yesterday.
Yes,
All
that's yeoman's work, baby. 24.
Fantastic game.
And
I want more of that. We got to finish. That's my frustrations with her as a rebounder. She's elite, Rodman-esque, but just keep on working on an offensive game. And it was great to see yesterday. So,
yeah,
all right,
buddy. We'll talk soon.
Take it easy, Shawn.
All right, guys. That's the Red Fred. That's Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus, ChicagoBullseye.com. Great stuff, man. Listen, 2 hours is coming and going. I want to thank Fred for coming out talking Bulls basketball with us. And yeah, you know what? It's frustrating. All right, frustrating with our bullies, but we I don't know. He said, let's go look up Isaac Okoro, check out his highlights, and you will be excited. So I'm going to do that when I get back from picking up the warden. I'm going to do that and check out some of his highlights and go from there. But listen, I'm going to replay this tonight at 6 o'clock. So if you missed it, you can catch any part of that, any part that you missed at 6. At 12:15, Second City Sports with Akina McGee and Sidney Brown will take you on another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports. Rick, I love it, baby. I love it. He's like, have a great day, Shawn. FGB. You're damn right, Papa. FGB. So, guys, listen, have a phenomenal day. And I tell you this every single show. Let your loved ones know you love them because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right? It's a beautiful week here in the Chi. Make sure you reach out. It might be a little rainy, but that's okay. But get out, make some plans. All right? Lunch, brunch, dinner. 85 today, 86 today, 85 Tuesday, 88 Wednesday, 87 Thursday, 93 Friday, 94 Saturday. Come on, man. You got mid to high 80s. Get out there. Make plans with your people. Rooftops are open. They're bussing. Patios are open. They're bussing. All right? Get out there. Meet up for drinks, lunch, brunch, dinner, breakfast if you have to. Do it. All right? I guarantee you and your people will both be happy. All right? So I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the warden. She's wearing her brand new, one of her new outfits that she got from CrossFit, from her party to CrossFit. So she's all fired up. So I got to go pick her up, and then I come back and check out the highlights. All right. But for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. You have a phenomenal day. Your boy is out.
We'll be right back.